Clarkston police have been following and stalking, targeting, harassing me, trying to harm me. And the Atlanta Police Department in Atlanta, Georgia, all over Atlanta, Georgia, including the East Point Police, were trying to target me, along with the MARTA police on the MARTA platforms, and all of the MARTA transportation in Atlanta, Georgia. They have had train conductors and bus drivers targeting me, trying to harm me on the transportation systems, as well as allowing people to ride the trains to try to harm me. They have also stopped trains and caused us to have to transfer trains while calling police. They shut down the Wendy's on Memorial Drive, would not allow me inside to get food. They would not allow me into the Burger King on Memorial Drive in North Harrison. Also, the Wendy's on Candler Road shut down the dining. The McDonald's by Brookhaven, Oglethorpe shut down the dining area. They tried to have me arrested from the McDonald's on Peachtree and tried to stage an arrest. And when I was looking for food, Pregnant by Lenox Mall, they shut down Brookhaven dining room. And they banned me from Perimeter Mall, tried to stage an arrest out of the restroom. They were coming into the restroom, trying to arrest me out of the restroom at the West End Mall, trying to have different black men harm me inside of the mall and outside of the mall. They banned me from Lenox Square Mall, trying to harm me inside of Lenox Square Mall, and banning me from coming back on the premises. They were also trying to set me up to be harmed in East Point, Georgia. They were doing operations to try to harm me in Buckhead, Atlanta. They were trying to stage arrests to harm me in Dunwoody, Georgia. They were staging altercations at Luther Landing Apartments, trying to harm me in the apartment complex. They were staging altercations while I was staying in the Salvation Army in Metro Atlanta, 469 Marietta Street. And they tried to stage to have me arrested and tried to fight me outside of the Salvation Army, refusing to give me my belongings. They were staging altercations, the police at 5 Points Station in Atlanta, Georgia. They were staging unwanted dialogue between me and the police at Buckhead train station. There were black men trying to harm me all around the West End train station in Atlanta, Georgia. They were stopping trains, switching us on trains, having police at Kensington train station, refusing to allow me onto the bus to come down Memorial Drive after I did pay my fare, after they were stopping trains. Almost refused to let me off the train. It was late at night and they staged for me not to be able to ride 2 buses, although I paid fare at Indian Creek train station. They had the bus woman call the police to try to stage an arrest and try to harm me. I was bleeding and I am pregnant, and they made me walk from the train station down Memorial Drive, and I have not ridden their buses since. They were doing operations trying to harm me in Little Rock, Arkansas, around a family member's home. I went down there after telling everybody about what they were trying to do to me in Texas, and my aunt came to say that I could come stay with her on messages. And once I realized something was going on at her home, I left, and they had police trying to harm me. They were following me on Greyhound from Houston, Texas to Little Rock and Atlanta, Georgia, and they had males following me the entire trip, and they were acting very suspiciously. So there was a police department, the Conroe Police Department tried to murder me in the Montgomery County Jail in Conroe, Texas, and I am pregnant. This all stemmed from several verbal and physical incidents. These incidents took place at my home at 1308 Houston Street, apartment 377301, Conroe, Texas. Me and my small son, we were being attacked repeatedly in our home in Conroe, Texas by my child's father, and I am with child. He had just been released from a Texas prison in July 2018, and he attacked me and my son. There were several 911 calls where he was ramming me into walls, knocking me over. He was picking me up, punching my son, and we ran to this restaurant, asked for help, and there was a shooting that occurred. I shot him in the leg as he was being violent with me and my my 22-month-old son at the time, who was now 4 years old. I was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, child endangerment, dispersing a weapon in a public place, and they tried to charge me with child negligence. They assigned me an attorney from inside of the Montgomery County Jail named Ingrid Chandler, who was to represent me during a trial where I pled not guilty. She had an investigator working for her named Jim McDougal, who gathered all the evidence that Austin Metter was abusing me. He gathered pages of 911 calls, and you can find some information about him on Cron. He was a detective, 20 years experience on the Conroe Police Department, and they were denying me medical care for my pregnancy while covering up all the evidence to my case. And they released me on all charges August 22nd, 2019, with a baby inside of me that was starved. They tried to murder us before the trial. They denied us medical care at all of these facilities. Conroe Regional Hospital, they denied us medical care in Baytown, Texas. They denied us medical care in Chambers County. And I had an incident where I went to a hospital at St. Luke's and told them about what took place with the baby in the jail. And the doctor said he did not confirm my pregnancy and tried to squish the baby in my stomach. And I had to hurry from the jail. And I ended up riding Metro. They had people trying to harm me all over the transit system, and the baby that was still left in me from the jail, I was pretty much starved and tortured through my due date while inside of the Montgomery County Jail. This is a video on my other channel explaining that I was pregnant from the Montgomery County Jail and then pregnant with the same baby. My stomach has grown. I have been eating. They have been trying to starve us. And the reason why people are trying to harm us is because it's the same baby from the jail, which means I've been carrying this baby alive for 3 years. Here is more information about another channel where they had gang members and black men police abusing me, people off of MARTA, and proof that I was lying down pregnant at the Kensington train station, and a little bit more on this channel of the fetal movement. And type in another channel. You can go to Andrea Jones and see more information about how they've been trying to harm me on my other channel, the Silk Ministry. They all have different videos and some of the same videos. And most recently, I'm telling about the Coven, who is trying to kill me because I shot a white male, and they threatened to harm and sexually abuse my son, who you saw in the pictures, and they are hurting us. So here is the baby clearly moving inside of my womb, even after all of the abuse from the jail, through Texas, through Atlanta, through Arkansas, and all the different men who they have sex trafficked me to by leaving me out of the shelters and forcing me to go with men for sex.